see your face again.
When I think about you, I touch myself.
All the way to the top if you wanna rock and roll. Sends a permanent shiver. Rock and roll and you're still doing it now.
That I was born to try.
Lost me down and sickness almost gone. What's that?
You're with Cheryl Lee, that radio chick. I hope I can remember where that coffee machine is. You're on Raised on Rock Radio, and welcome to Australian Classic, where we'll visit a classic Australian album each episode. Some you'll know and love, and some hopefully will surprise you. Last episode we revisited the album by Jim Keys, Caledonia, that had been over 20 years in the vault and just released posthumously by Jim's wife, Karen. This episode we feature Sharkmouth, a studio album by Australian singer-songwriter Russell Morris, released in 2012 on Ambition Records. The album was presented to all the major labels who declined to release it. Ambition did, and it peaked at number 6 on the ARIA albums chart to become Russell's first top 10 album and the highest selling album of his career. Let's start with the first song, Black Dog Blues, which coincidentally was co-written by Russell Morris and Jim Keys.
In the kitchen where she's cooking up a storm. The no good brother-in-law's out on the porch. The sister of mine, well, she's long overdue. And I'm in the back room, the Black Dog Blues.
12 songs and 44 minutes long. The stories in the songs of Sharkmouth are based on stories from Australia's Depression years, and some of the colourful characters like boxer Les Darcy, gangsters from the 20s and 30s like Squizzy Taylor, and from the 40s Arthur Stace, and the horse Farlap. There's a Making of Sharkmouth DVD that was also released the following year. Let's hear a little bit of the 5th track on the album and the title track, Sharkmouth.
In 1916, times were lean, and Sharkmouth's crew, they were razor keen. From the cross down to the loop, they all knew Sharky's crew will put the bite on you. He'll put the bite on you. Sharkmouth's teeth will cut you through.
You are listening to Australian Classic with that radio chick Cheryl Lee on Raised on Rock Radio.
Welcome back. We're talking all things Sharkmouth, the album by Russell Morris. It was produced by Mitch Cairns, who also co-wrote 2 of the songs, About to Break and the last track on the album, Mr. Eternity. Mitch says, to our knowledge, most Australiana characters have been portrayed in a traditional colonial folk sense. We wanted to find a way to deliver the stories in a more mainstream vein, whilst still placing them in the vintage era. A blues style seemed to be the perfect fit. We tried to keep the vibe of the album raw and honest, with lots of textural instruments and sounds, but above all, it had to be simple and spacious. Let's hear the last track on the album now, Mr. Eternity.
While you're asleep long before dawn, he would take himself to the foggy morn, walk for miles through the city streets and leave his message for all to see. Never had too much truck for talk, so he'd sketch his message on the best sidewalk. Mystery man could never be found, he was never around. I hear you whisper, I see your name, Mr. Eternity. I hear the thunder, I feel your pain, Mr. Eternity.
The 2013 ARIA Music Awards. This album was nominated for and won Best Blues and Roots Album, and deservedly so. There was also some amazing guest players on this album. Mark Lizotte, aka Diesel, played the banjo and the cello. Troy Cassadaly played an electric guitar solo on track 10, and the late, great Renee Gayer, vocals on track 7, The Drifter. I can thoroughly recommend this album, whether you're a lover of blues or not. You will love Sharkmouth.
If you've just tuned in, you've just missed Australian Classic with that radio chick, Cheryl Lee.
Thank you for joining me. See you next time on Australian Classic. But for now, let's see if I can find that coffee machine. If you'd like to see more of that Radio Chick stuff, you can go to the Facebook page, That Radio Chick Cheryl Lee, or check out the website, thatradiochick.com.au.